Hey all, welcome to a normal episode, except I love these episodes because I actually decided what we were going to talk about but did not tell Angela. So from the moment I say it through the intro while she sits there is all she gets to compile her answer to today's subject, which is a quote that I heard from someone and you hear it all the time. And when I actually sat, I know I've even said it before, but when I sit back and think about it, I'm like, that's not true. Why is that a thing? Here it
I'm
is, you
so
guys.
nervous.
You ready for this?
I'm so nervous.
Those who can't do, teach.
Balancing building a successful business and being a superstar mom is hard, and yet, in today's digital world, it's more common than ever.
The question becomes, how do we successfully grow a business and children at the same time?
Join us for a candid conversation as we share our insights into marketing and motherhood. I'm Angela Reeder.
And I'm Jessie Valle. Welcome to the Marketing Moms Podcast.
Okay, so
Well, that's just not fair.
I love springing things on you like that. Like it's just like a simple joy in my life. But I heard some people saying it like a bunch the other day. Those who can't do to teach, and I'm just like, what? No, that's you know what? That's ridiculous. Because to me, like as both of us have
Yeah.
degrees in education, as educators, I don't want to teach people because I can't do something. I want to teach people because I love spreading education.
Yes.
Like if
Well,
I love
and
doing something, I'm like, I want to teach you how too. So we can all
yes.
experience the joy together.
Well, and I know you probably had one of these lessons in college too, where you learn about like the stages of understanding something.
Mhm.
And like the very last stage to like gauge whether or not someone really understands something is if they can teach it to someone.
Yeah. I know, and I always tell that too. Like when I was a teacher, I had mentioned to people like, okay, so whatever we're going over right now, why don't you go teach that to someone else?
Mm-hmm.
And that
Yeah.
will help strengthen it for you. And that's how I feel too. It's like the more I taught something, the more it strengthened it for myself, no matter
Yeah.
how elementary the lesson was.
I heard that a lot when I first started in college and education. Like people would joke with me about that all the time. Like those who can't do teach. I'm like, how do you think the teachers know what they're doing? Like
Well, and
I
then it
don't
also
know anything about chemistry. I'm not teaching chemistry.
well, it also makes me think like, okay, well, think about a child. We're all moms. We're raising
Mm-hmm.
children. Are you telling me that everything I teach my kid is because I can't do it?
Right.
Here's how to
Yeah.
manage your money because I can't do it.
Because I don't know how. Yes.
Here, okay. So for my little, here's how to use the toilet because I don't know how. Like, no, you got to teach kids
Exactly.
things. Here's how
Yes.
to oh, here's a big one for my oldest right now. We're trying to learn appropriate greetings and goodbyes on phone calls.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's so hard. I'm like, you can't just hang up like that. Okay, bye, hang up. I'm like, no, you gotta like, man, we gotta go practice this.
Yeah.
I'm not teaching it because I don't know how. And I know that people do that with like, oh, those who can't do teach with other like more advanced things, but I
Mhm.
don't know where that like saying came from because it's baloney.
No, I don't know where it came from, but I know there are spaces where it feels applicable, especially in the online world. I feel like there are a lot of people out there teaching things that maybe not teaching things they don't know. I don't think that's fair to say.
Mhm.
Teaching things they're not doing in their own business.
Right. And I thought about that too. Like a lot of the time I have felt, and maybe it's because of some of the things people say like that, makes me feel like a fraud when they're
Mhm.
like, oh, don't listen to someone who hasn't done this themselves.
Right.
But the thing is, it's like, okay, well, maybe I haven't run multi-million dollar businesses myself for me, but I've
Right.
helped other people with their
Uh-huh.
multi-million dollar businesses. So don't tell me I don't know the ins and outs of multi-million dollar businesses just because I don't have one.
Right. Yeah. I'm thinking more of some of the scammier marketers and coaches that teach things that they're not doing in their business because they're not super, they're teaching
Yeah.
things that aren't particularly helpful
Hmm.
and that they wouldn't use in their own business.
I
Like,
think
I feel like but even then it's not that they're not teaching what they don't know. They're just teaching badly.
I was going to say, I find it interesting that there are, of course, different personality types and different people
Mhm.
who tend to do things differently. Like, I know a
Yeah.
guy who's an amazing marketer, and he can sell anything. But when it comes to customer care and, so customer
Yeah.
service, fulfillment, maintaining those, retaining those customers, he stinks. He knows
Mhm.
nothing. And so to me, it's like, okay, well, that's one of the reasons why it's nice to work with someone or build a team of people who
Yes.
have strengths in areas you don't. I have been
Yeah.
told many times, like, I have been told many times that I'm too blunt to be in customer service. It's just something I know about myself. You know what? If I need some like people to have more empathy and kindness in customer service, I need to hire someone because it should never be me. Oh, oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a super great marketer. Like the marketing tactics aren't a strong suit for me. I do really good dealing with clients though. Like
Mhm.
customer service, actually did customer service for a client for a long time. I handled like inbound emails and, moderated Facebook comments and stuff like that. I'm really good at that. But marketing, not so much. That's not a strength I have. And I think that like you said, that is where it's good to have a team
Yeah.
or people that you work with because you can bring on people that have strengths in the areas that you don't necessarily enjoy or aren't the greatest at.
Yeah. And I also think it's interesting how, I mean, we can't just say you're not good at marketing. We are the marketing moms.
Well, yeah,
But
I am good at marketing. It's just not my strength.
there are also different aspects of these things, right? And it's okay to
Yes,
not be good at several of them. Like,
all
for
of them.
example, like marketing in particular is there's a lot of facets to building a business and getting your message out there. And
Yeah.
like, I love the techie stuff, the sales funnels, the,
Oh, yeah.
strategy. I dislike social media with a passion, but you got to do it because it's part of marketing.
Yeah.
So,
And
yeah.
I love the techie stuff. Obviously, I'm
Mhm.
I'm the techie gal, but I love
Mhm.
all the techie stuff, but I prefer the social media to like the Facebook ads type marketing.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just laughing because it's usually Angela with the ones
It
that
is
maybe have,
usually
like, dogs barking or,
uh-huh.
things walking through, and today I have my son in here with me, and it never happens, and I'm just glad he's hitting letters on his little, um, keyboard and saying the right letter, so I'm
Yes.
proud mama right here. Oh, he's learning his alphabet. I'm
Awesome.
not gonna stop him. He's so oblivious. Anywhoosie, okay, so back to the those who can't do teach. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think that it's lame to say that.
And I think it's disingenuous. I think it's a way for people that don't know how to do a thing to kind of, I don't know, make other people feel like it's dumb. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's disingenuous to say that. Everybody knows the people that teach know what they're talking about.
yeah.
But if you are struggling and you don't know how to do something, it's just like any other kind of bullying or
It does feel
things
that
like
way. Like I
that.
said, it almost feels like if somebody says that to you, it's like a diss.
Yeah.
And then it makes you feel bad, like, "Oh, those who can't do teach." Well, and then you start to feel bad about yourself. No, you teach because you have a passion to share your message and share things in a way that others understand. And that's the other thing is like there are different teaching styles. And so I know that that's another mindset block in business is there are so many other people doing what I'm doing. How am I going to be successful? Well, if you are a coach, if you're a teacher, if you have courses, like you are going to teach a subject different than anyone else because nobody else
Yeah.
is just like you. So
Yes,
never let that get
exactly.
you down, and you will attract the people that resonate most with you.
Yes. Well, and that it's also kind of ties into the marketing, because if you're passionate about something, and I know we talked about this a little bit on the last episode, if you're passionate about something, you want to talk about it, you want to tell people about it, you want to teach people about it, you want to educate your customers and your clients about what it is you're doing and why and how. So, yeah, I think that ties into marketing a lot too. And like you said, it is always said as kind of like a diss. And so it can make people feel like, oh, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to tell people about it because then they're going to think that I don't know what I'm doing or whatever. But like, no, people teach because they enjoy the thing they're teaching for the most part, enjoy the thing they're teaching.
Mm-hmm. And not just that, there are people out there that want to learn. Like I mean, this is the digital age we're in. It is almost embarrassing the amount of things I Google on a daily basis.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I'm sure our parents are just like, you guys are so helpless. I mean, it's down to like, oh, well, okay, let me, yesterday, for example, I was like, I was over here searching, what are the keyboard shortcuts on a Mac for dictation? Like,
Yeah, definitely. I've done the
I'm over here
keyboard
just,
shortcut thing.
yeah, like I'm just always literally Googling anything. And then if it's like something as simple as, I don't know, how to boil an egg. I'm not going to lie. I've looked that up several times in my life because I
Me
forget
too.
every time. Like, okay,
Yeah.
I want to make sure I get just the right amount of minutes and this and that. And then it's like, really? Seriously, Jess, you're looking up how to boil an egg. Oh,
Yeah.
well, at least the
I've done
information is
that.
right there.
I think I actually wrote it in one of my recipe books once because I had looked it up so many times
Yeah.
that I wrote it down.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I love it. Anyway, okay. Well, hey, you guys know last episode was very, very long. So we don't
Yes.
have to make this one very long, but the whole message is what's that Eleanor Roosevelt quote? No one can make you feel inferior without your permission or
Yes.
something like that. Like
Without your, yeah.
without your consent.
Well, hold on. I'll
Some
Google it.
ooh.
I love it.
I
No
mean,
one can
he's just
make you
hitting
feel
M over and over again.
That's awesome. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent.
There you go. So just like the whole those who can't do teach, to me it's like you said with the bullying stuff, it's like they're insecure about something in their own
Right.
lives and so they're projecting onto you. So don't let it get
Yeah.
to you. All right. So if you love what you hear here, those were two different hears. Be sure to come join us in our brand new membership, Marketing Moms Monthly, where you can get your very first month free and you will get a much, much longer. Our last one was 2.5 hours
Yes.
podcast episode, private podcast episode, a community, resources, all the good things, connections. Again, you can get your first month free. Just head over to marketingmomsmonthly.com. And we can't wait to continue this conversation and lots of others about motherhood, marketing, balance, peace, all the things together. So we will see you there.
Thank you for joining us today. We're so honored this is where you chose to spend your time.
If this episode helped you in some way, please share it with another mom who needs to hear it. We're in this together.
And if you're ready for next steps, free goodies, and more, head over to marketingmomspodcast.com.
We'll see you next week.